with a show like this, I mean, and especially with a 15-minute show and so many hilarious people, like, is there so much stuff that you guys have to cut out that would easily make it into a regular show?
Because of every show has constraints, scheduling, money constraints. So because of that, we don't want to just shoot endlessly. Like, for instance, the Judd Apatow film is famous for having a lot of extra material and seeing what works. We generally script about 10 to 20% extra, and that's it. And that's perfect, because then you can cut out what truly is not the A material and tighten things up as needed and not have overshot. You don't want to be in a situation where, well, we got to use everything because we have to fill 11 minutes. We're never in that case. It's great when a first cut comes in that's 12 or 13 minutes, and when we start winnowing down, that feels just right.
Like, what's the actual shooting schedule like for a 11-minute show like this? Like, is it? Because I know most shows are on 8 days or 7 days. So, like, what's your actual shooting schedule for one episode?
We average 2 days per episode, so 5.5 minutes of material a day, which probably isn't that different from a regular TV show. I wouldn't want it any slower, to be honest, because part of the energy and the inspiration comes from, we're not dragging things out. We're not shooting an action movie. You're in it, you shoot a 3-minute scene in 3 hours, and all of that energy is there. You don't lose. You don't come back after lunch and try and remember where you left off. And a lot of the ideas that come up in the rehearsal and the first takes, they're in your head. It's not like someone's there, writing notes on everything. You just try that, try that, try that.
Do you guys ever think about maybe doing because I know maybe a special half-hour episode or something like that, where it's maybe tackling a different topic that you wouldn't normally tackle on the show?
Yeah, a half-hour episode would probably be more useful to us than a two-parter. Every so often, someone wants to do a two-parter, and when we get the script in, we say, looks like you've written a two-parter, but it's really just 15 minutes of material. The problem with the two-parter on television nowadays, especially on Adult Swim, is no one watches 2 episodes in a row in any particular order. So a challenge with Children's Hospital has been, how do you make each episode stand alone yet be part of a whole? If you're going to watch Lost, you have to watch every episode in order. And people who watch Adult Swim, they're lucky if they even remember what they were watching the week before, let alone we're watching it.
So are there any guest stars that are coming up that you could tell us about? Any prominent names that are coming on the show?
Sure. Let's see, names. People on the show, right? Gilly, help me out with this. These are name some of the stars on Children.
Jude Raphael.
On Children. The stars on Children. Not the people who are on the show, the guest stars. Cera Silverman is on the show this season. She plays a clown from a clown love from Rob Corddry's past. Matthew Perry, I think he's already appeared on this season in a special public service announcement capacity. Marlon Wayans, who's the star of a fictional show within a show called Black Hospital. He plays Dr. Black, of course.
Of course. Why wouldn't he? So is there 1 or 2 people that you really are trying to get, maybe every season, that you're still kind of striving to get on Children's Hospital?
There's probably 100 people that we'd love to put in the show, and it's continued. That list gets longer, and then people come to us that we never even knew would be interested and said, I saw the show, and if I have a day free, I'd love to do it. So we'll never be able to get all the people we want in, but there's one person who's been in the background, Michael Cera, from the very beginning. He does PA announcements on the hospital loudspeaker system. And I think this is next upcoming season. We start shooting a new season in November. We're finally going to get to see his character on camera in some way. So that's been a particular goal of ours.
So have you broke that story yet about what you might see him as?
We truly have about 10 different ways to play that joke, and a lot of them you can kind of guess. My favorite is that we see him in person, but he has a different voice. There's the other reversion where it's just we see someone who doesn't look at all like him but shares his voice.
I think either way, he can work either way.
I also like the idea that we see him, but at the same time that we see him, we hear an announcement in his voice going on.
I don't know. That'd be hard to whittle down from those.
This is the most often asked question: is when are we going to see Michael Cera?
So just
can't put it off forever.
No, absolutely not.
It's kind of the Carlton, your doorman. Do you know that reference? That's from Rhoda.
So can you just what would you like to say to the fans of the show and about what they can expect from the new seasons coming up?
Assuming there are fans of the show, so I like that you've made that assumption.
Of course there are fans.
Thank you for watching. Continue to watch, please. Don't stop watching. I mean, that's really all we can ask of you, because what we really don't need is for you to stop watching. If there's one thing we want you to do as a fan of the show, it's to watch the show. And I guess buy the DVD. The DVD's on sale now. What else can we do to make money off of you? Because that's what we want out of you. The new season that we start shooting in November is now kind of what that's our new horizon. So the season that's currently on, I think we have another month and a half. I would say, doing a little double duty, don't just watch Children's Hospital, now watch the show that follows it, NTSF SDSUV. It's a great companion piece. I happen to be an executive producer on that as well. And if you like Children's Hospital, you may possibly continue to like NTSF SDSUV.